You know how to find out which game is really good?
Yeah, of course, you check its rating on Board Game Geek.
That as well as you find out how many times have you played it. So how many log plays do you have?
I have 300 plus something, 300 something.
I have 450-ish.
Wow. How? What?
Right?
I play like 5-minute kids games. My number should have been like off the charts.
Well, let's find out how did I get this number by checking out what were the most played games this year for us. We have 6 different categories, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3,
So we have
5, 6, 7.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good. So
1,
we have
2, 3. Yeah, it's 7.
It's 7.
It's
7. We have 7 different categories in which we're gonna name these games because probably lighter games will have more plays.
Always.
All right. We should jump into the first category, which is
What's your biggest surprise?
3, 2, 1.
Nemesis.
Yeah, I played a lot of Nemesis this year, which was a big surprise because it's a big game, and I had a chance to play it for our review, and afterwards I loved it so much, so I played more. And it's the biggest, I think, in my top 20 games for sure to play this year.
Yes. Also very jealous here.
Yeah.
You played in like, what, 3 months as much as I've played in 2 years?
Yes.
That's not good. I'm not gonna give you games anymore if you do this.
Rude. Next year it's not gonna be a surprise because I love this game and I know I will play it more.
Mine is Dune Imperium, and we can see that our biggest surprise is that we have these heavy games and we played them a lot. And Dune Imperium is the one that I played for the first time in January, and I have played a lot. I always like to play newer games than the ones that I already have played, but I managed to play this a lot of times, and it's just surprising when any player count, and I still love it with 4 the most.
If somebody would ask me, hey, what were your 2 favorite games of this year, then these 2 would be there.
Well, Nemesis was already favorite years ago, so I
for you maybe, yeah.
But the Dune Imperium, I agree.
New for me, yeah, for sure.
Cool. The most played game with the family, or a family. It can be any
more
family
families?
or
More than one?
I don't know.
One.
Are you asking?
No.
I'm not telling. Okay,
3,
I'm ready.
2, 1. Micro Macro.
I have Wingspan.
Micro Macro was one of the surprises this year as well. It's a really different Where's Waldo version of the board game. So whenever a relative came to my house, I gave them to try it out to see, board games can do this.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. It's quick. When you need to wait for something, you can give this huge map to somebody else and they can find Where's Waldo? Not really, but what crimes did they do?
Yeah, definitely. Really easy to start playing.
This was my go-to whenever there was family time and I wanted something quick.
Mine's Wingspan. In our review, I said, if it would have a localized version. Anyway, we have a localized version here in Latvia right now, and I have played it a ton, and it's amazing, and it's a must-have now. I think it was fantastic in the review.
Yeah.
Either way, check the review, and now it's a must-have.
Yeah, it's a really cool Euro game, which is hidden under these beautiful visuals of birds and.
But it's still a family game. I play it with my kids and wife, and I like it a lot. They like it a lot.
Oh. But gamers can enjoy it, so I can see why it's your most played with family.
Definitely.
So we played a ton of games, hundreds of games this year. We reviewed 40 games, I think. We made trivias and so much content about board games just for you.
And thank you for the support, and thank you for liking and subscribing, and that's what helps us playing even more games and reviewing even more games. Next one's gonna be with friends, and I think we are gonna have a crossover there. Yes, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, boom. King's Dilemma.
I knew it. I knew this was gonna cross over.
Yeah.
But I played with my friends. We played with each of our own friends, okay?
This is a huge story game, the best story game I have ever played, to be honest. There's not a lot of mechanisms, which was the downside of this game, but there's this voting and discussions and emotions and so much into this one box. I love this game.
Actually, last time we played, I felt like it was like a party game. We were laughing so hard, and it's just... It's an experience. It's definitely an experience. And why, I guess, for us both, it is the most played with kids. Kids? Did I say kids?
Your friends are your kids?
No. Yes, they are. That's the only friends I have. Why this is the most played game with our friends is because it's a campaign game, and it takes, what, 15, 16?
Around 16.
16 games to play, to finish it, and, that's why it's the most played. The most played game, Alone. Alone, by yourself. I know what yours is gonna be. It's gonna be that fake game what is it? Rat catcher?
Rat catcher.
Doesn't exist. Fake news. No, but I mean, I think it's Planet X. I'm calling it.
3, 2, 1.
Marvel Champions. See, totally
Planet X.
Planet X. I know everything about you.
So yeah, my pick is Planet X, which is a huge deduction game. If you imagine,
Huge?
it's huge. Yeah. No, it's not huge.
Gameplay-wise and fun-wise, yes. But like mechanisms and complexity-wise, I don't
Yeah,
say.
huge is like my size compared to yours. I'm so
do you mean?
much huger than you. Huger. All right. Planet X is basically, if you imagine Einstein's puzzle as a board game, then that's Planet X. You have 12 sectors. In each there is an object, and somewhere there is also a Planet X, which you need to find. And you also know different logic rules about each of the objects. Like asteroid is always in specific places and never next to something else. And during the game, you will get more.
Or if
puzzles.
Giannis is here making jokes, Giannis is not laughing. You know.
Yeah, that's
See?
always true.
Yeah. Continue.
By these logic rules, you try to be the first one to find Planet X, and if you do, you get a lot of points, and you mostly win. It's absolutely amazing playing with other people, but it doesn't lose anything playing solo, and sometimes it's even better because you can be more relaxed during it, and if it's something you're looking for, then Planet X is really good.
Well, mine's Marvel Champions. Well, you can check our review to know what it is. But why is this my most played solo game? Because it's so easy to play. I can play it in like 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, maybe 20, depends on the villain. But it's still quick. And it's quick and it feels like this puzzly thing. It is sadly not very thematic. I know some might not agree, but it is not very thematic. But I feel like this little puzzle that I have to figure out which cards to play, which risks to take. And I do enjoy it solo. I enjoy it with more players as well, but since my wife not very fond of it, I have to play all alone. Game that has been released in 2021 that you have played the most.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Ares Expedition. I should have known that, actually.
So yes, I recently got my version from Kickstarter. We also reviewed it. It's amazing, and I played a lot of it. I played Terraforming Mars, the big version, before, and I loved it. It's one of my top games, and this one is a really good alternative if you want quicker because yes, when you start playing it more and more, you get quicker at it. It still gives the same like punch of creating your engine, building something more and more and bigger, and it works and it gets points and good.
How many times have you played the big Terraforming Mars since you got this?
One, I think.
You
one
have?
time. I have
Oh,
played
you
it
surprised
once.
me.
I
I'm
played it
changing my
once.
big surprise to this. You played that once.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's
And last year I played Terraforming Mars a lot of times compared to this.
yeah, last year you didn't have to do reviews for this channel. Mine's Adventure Tactics Domains Tower. If I had to describe it in one sentence, I'd say it's Gloomhaven for families, or Gloomhaven Light. So basically there's a bunch of scenarios, each player has their own character, it's a co-op game, you have a deck of abilities and spells, and it's a little bit of deck builder, where you upgrade your character from scenario to scenario and get better cards in your deck. And then there's monsters on the board that you have to kill to win the scenario. So pretty much so, you know, Gloomhaven. Except it's lighter, it's quicker, and it has a more welcoming theme. It's still fantasy, but just the drawings are cuter, I guess. So I played it with my family and they enjoyed it, and this is the most played game that came out this year, and it's really nice.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
It's a very nice game. Yeah. And now the most played filler game. Don't look.
Well, don't show me.
I'm not.
You were.
No.
Yes. That's how you win arguments. Just, The text.
Your face is stupid, and then run away. That's how I always win arguments. Never lost a single one.
Your definition of winning arguments is very light.
No, your definition is very light.
That's how it looks.
See?
Yeah.
Easy.
Now I see what you are.
That's how I win all my arguments. With my wife, with my boss, anyone.
And that's why I'm very surprised you're married and have a job. You won. The Crew.
That's not a filler.
It is. It's super quick.
Not a filler. It's 50 scenarios. It's 50 scenarios? What am I?
It is a quick filler.
Anyway,
You can play any
so
one
sadly
scenario.
in this category we only have one filler, but that's okay. Maybe you'll try next year. Anyway, I'll start.
You can get to the screaming and running away part now. So The Crew is a card game where you work as a team, where you need to play out cards in the right order to win. You have to get on the same rhythm with other people, and it for sure can be a filler if you have the right audience.
Yeah, okay, so I agree it's a really good game. I agree it's a quick game, not a filler. Anyway, if you want a real filler, which actually is a filler. It's Infinity Gauntlet, a love letter game. One player plays Thanos, other players play heroes. There's no elimination in this one, unlike the ordinary love letter. And, you know, just who wins, wins, right?
Very good.
That's it. That's the rules. What else do you want from me? Next category is the game I wish was the most played this year.
2-1.
Dune
Dune.
Imperium?
Which was actually your most played, right? Surprise.
Most Surprise, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the one you wish you had played the most this year.
Yeah,
Instead of Nemesis.
Yeah, instead of Nemesis.
Wow, okay.
I
You know
guess,
why you haven't played it so much?
Because it was at your place.
Yeah, that's how we do. We like take hostages our games.
Yeah.
I'll trade Dune for, what is it? Planet X. Well,
Alright, so we should exchange Nemesis. You get Nemesis and no I get Dune, right?
Yeah.
We already talked about it. It's a great Euro game. It's one of the best games to come out in 2020.
Yeah,
for sure for
like,
us.
Very late 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We usually don't go to a lot of Euro games because they feel samey, but
Yeah.
this one doesn't at all. The intrigue
Nope.
cards, the combat, everything just feels really fresh and unique. So suggest playing it.
Yeah. Well, mine's Descent, Legends of the Dark. It was actually on our most anticipated list last year.
Mhm.
Number 1. I actually got it a couple of months ago, and then I immediately played it once, and then I moved, and then I immediately never played it again. And haven't played until this point, and I really want to, and it's a like big campaign game with lots of stuff, and really want to play it.
So those were our most played games in these categories. Let us know in the comments what were your most played games this year. How many were there?
Yeah.
Let us know. It's always really fun to find out what people enjoy and maybe some games that we need to play for sure.
We did.
So-
Oh, and if the crew is the filler, thank you.
It is. There's
Well,
no
let's
debate
ask
there.
them. Let's ask them.
There's
oh wait,
no
last
debate
time
there.
we asked them, I lost, right? About the exit
Last
and
2
lock?
or 3 times, I think.
Let's not ask you guys.
Yeah.
Crew is not a filler.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you for watching and bye.